there and welcome to this tutorial where we're going to put into practice everything we've just learnt from the different post types, and we're actually going to create our first page. Now what I'm going to do here is, so we've got the default install of WordPress and the Consilium theme, and then we imported the demo data and we've edited the individual post types. So you can see here that the actual demo data is picking up some of the images now that we've started to put onto the actual post types. But I'm going to delete everything that we've got here. So I'm going to delete the menu. I'm going to delete all the post type, all the pages, and we're going to create a brand new page. So if I go into the back end here, and we're going to go to pages. So we've got all the pages in the theme here. So if I select all of those, and what I'll do just to show you is the home one. I'll just keep the home one for now, and then we'll move that to the move everything else to the trash. So if we were starting from scratch here like we are, this is the home page. So if we go and do a quick view of that page, we'll just open that in another tab. You'll see here it's what we've just been looking at. So that's the page at the moment. So I'm going to trash that as well, and this will now break the site in the front end, or at least it should do, because yeah, so there's no home page to go to, so it's defaulting to a different page now. So what we're going to do is we're going to then go to the menu, appearance menus, and I'm actually going to delete everything out of the main menu. So if I go to the main menu, we're going to delete everything out of here now. Well, in fact, we'll delete the menu and then we'll start again with that. So we'll just delete this menu. OK to that. And then we're going to delete this menu. So we're going to delete every menu in here. No, we'll leave that. So if we go back to pages now, so we need to set up the page first. So let's go to pages. So again, if I just show you in the front end here, the menu's changed because we haven't got the main menu anymore. So I'm going to set up a new page. So add new. And then just for the demo purposes, I'm going to call this home new, so you guys can see what it is. But you know, obviously you'll just keep that as home. So I'm going to just simply click on the back-end editor here. So we're using Visual Composer at the moment. And the first thing that I'm going to add is I'm going to add the slideshow. So if we go to the demo of Consilium here, let me just load this up. Let me find that somewhere, 1 second. So if I load up the home page of the demo site, the first thing that we're going to add here is a slideshow. Now I'm not going to create this page exactly for like, because I'm only going to use the post types that we've created. But the first thing that I want to create is the slideshow. So what I've done is in here, if we just go to add element, and we're going to add a revolution slider. Now at the moment there's not going to be any, well, there's a demo slider in there, so I'm just going to select that, so save that, and then at this point now all I'm going to do is I'm going to publish this page. So if I go back to the pages within WordPress, you'll see that we've only got one page now. So again, if I'm back on the front end of the site, nothing's going to change. So now I'm going to go to appearance menus, and we're going to create a new menu. So we'll just click create new menu, and we'll call this new main menu. So there, we're in that, and there you'll see, so here are the pages, and here's home new, the new page that we've just created. So if we click add to menu and then just save that, so we've got that in there. So then what we need to do is we need to set the new menu as the default menu on the theme. So main navigation, we're just going to do that as new main menu. So if we save that and then we go here, you'll see here now, if we navigate to that, we've just got the demo slideshow that we've put in there, but obviously we're going to start configuring and building this page. So what I also need to do is if I slide down, yeah, so that's fine. So we've got home new, so now we can go back to the page in pages, and we're going to start editing this page and building this up now so that it looks some bit like a nice page. So because we've got Revolution Slider here, I need to import, so I'm going to open this up in a new tab. So I'm going to Revolution Slider now, which is what controls your slideshows. So I'm going to delete this slideshow here, because this was with the demo content, and what I've actually done is I've exported the slideshow from our demo, and I'm just going to click import, which is here. So the home slider, I've exported that from our main demo, and I'm going to import that into the theme. So there we go, we get a message, and there we go, the slideshow's imported and that's there. So if I need to go back to the page and then edit the page, and then within here I just need to make sure that we have still got the slideshow selected. Yeah, so we've still got that there. So I'll just click update for that, and then if we go to the front end of the site and if we refresh that now, we should end up with a slideshow with the actual images in there as well. Apart from the background image. So you can see there we've got the full width slideshow, it's brought in the correct settings, and we've got the two different slides on there. So we just need to bring those images in now. So I'll just go and get those images. Okay, so I'm going to put those images into the slideshow now. So again, if I'm in here, I'm going to go back to Revolution Slideshow, and I'm just going to put the background image in. So if we've got edit slides, and then we'll edit the first slide. So we need to choose the background image, so change image, and then I'm just going to put these two images into our image library. So that's the image for the first slide, so I'll insert that, just save that, and then we'll go to the second slide, and then we're just going to insert that background image for this one, which is here, and then we'll save that. Now if we go to the front end of the site and just refresh that, you see there now we've got the background images for our slideshow. So that's, we can see the page taking shape now. So the next thing on the page that we're going to just put on there, just so demo content, is a welcome message. So again, we're on the page, so I can actually close Revolution Slider now because we don't need it. So we're on the page now, so we need to add the next VC element. It's a Visual Composer element. So this is now a text block. So if we click on text block, and then in here we've got our editor. So what I'm going to do, just to make this tutorial a little bit quicker, is I'm going to copy and paste the text over from our previous demo, which is here. But obviously you can use the editor here to create your text. So I'm just going to put that in there and save that. And then the next thing that we want to do here is we want to put, so if we look at the page again, we want to put a separator in here. So I'll do this in the back end. So if we click on here, and we've got a separator here, so we click on the separator, and then we've got the settings here. So I know what I'm setting up here because of the default colours of the theme. So I want a custom colour, and that custom colour for me is there. So what border is it? It's a solid border, full width, 1 pixel. Do we want to show the arrow? Yes, we do. And the arrow width is default at 12, and then the arrow colour. So again, I know that that's what we want. So if I save that now, and then if we update the page, we'll now start to see a little more content getting on there. So we can see here we've got the welcome to Consilium, and we've got the separator here. So I just need to start adding some padding to this page now. So I'm going to actually add an empty space to this, just to move the separator away from the text. So that's 40 pixels there. So I'm just going to move that up so we can see that's there, and then I'm actually going to put some padding on the actual row itself. So design options here, and I'm just going to put, I think we'll put 60 pixels. Let's see if that's correct on there. So then if we update this now, then go to the front end of the site and refresh this now, you can see there now that we're starting to get the spacing and everything right to make that look right. So the next thing that we want to put on here is another row now. So if we click on here, and what we want to put on there is what these are called fancy icon boxes. Now if we look at the Consilium main page and we find the icon boxes, we've got many styles on here that you can use, different areas of your website. So these are just a few of the demos on here. So what I'm looking to recreate this here. So I'm just going to go back on here and we're going to find the fancy. So if I just type fancy in here, so we've got fancy boxes there and we get the settings up. So I know now that the settings for this want to be as follows. So the icons here now, we've got a direct link here for Font Awesome icons. So if we click on that, you can actually go and look at all the different Font Awesome icons. So if I wanted to use a Font Awesome icon, so let's just say as an example I wanted to use this one, all I would do would get that text and then in here I would just put FA space and then put that there. So that's one icon set that we've got. In the next one that I set up, I'll show you the other icon set. So an icon size we can put in, but I'm happy with the default size of this. I'm happy with the default colours. I don't need a border width. I don't need a border style. Icon width we don't need to set. The default settings in here are really set for the design that for the default design of Consilium. But if you want to edit these, you can do it any time. So then here we've got the fancy icon box. So we've got 10 different styles. So I know that I want style 4. I'm not interested in animating anything yet because I'd rather build the page. And then let's just give that a title of fully responsive. And then we'll just put some dummy text. So we want heading 4. So you've got the different heading sizes. And we're just going to put that dummy text in there. And we don't need to show the read more button, so that's fine at this point. So if I save that now, and we see that there, if I update this page, and then we go and have a look at it, so I'll close the Font Awesome thing, the Font Awesome page now. So if we go here, refresh the page, you'll see that we get an icon box on there, but the icon hasn't shown up, so I'm just going to edit that now. Okay, so what I've done there is I've just edited that icon box because a few of the Font Awesome icons may not show up because of Font Awesome adding new icons. So that'll be updated on our latest theme. But you can see there, all I've done is I've actually selected a different Font Awesome icon. So I've put the anchor in there. So if I just save that and then I've refreshed the page, and you can see here we've got that text in there. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add a few more Font Awesome boxes, but I'm just going to edit this text first because it's pulled in some settings that I didn't want in there, so I'm just going to paste that in there and save that, update that, because the font was wrong here. It had pulled in some settings from the previous demo, so just set that and then you'll see that text should, and then you'll see that text is updated to the default font for the theme. So now I've got one one fancy box icon in there. What I need to do is I need to split this row up into 3 columns. So we've got that there, and then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate this like so, and then I'm just going to put some padding onto this row so we can move it away from that. So I'm just going to put 40 pixels on the bottom of there, and then we're going to duplicate that row under there. So if I update that, and then we refresh the page, so you can see now we've got the fancy icons. I mean, I'll go through. What I'll do is I'll just change one of these icons to the other icon set that we have in there. So if I go to the second fancy box, now the other icon, so FA is for Font Awesome. The other icon set that we've got is also Ion icons, and the URL is in the documentation. But you can choose from some of these nice icons that are on here, and all you need to do is just click on it, just copy and paste that text, and then if we go in here into the page, and then all we do is just change to Ion space and then there, and we save that, update that page. Let's wait for that to save there, and then if we go to the front end, we'll see this icon change here. And there you go. So it's straightforward to change the icons on there. So the next part on the page that we want to create is this video parallax section. So what I need to do here is back in here, so we're going to create another row. So let's go here now. So the first thing we need to do is we need to put the content within the row. So we've got a text block here, and then we've got these counters. So I'm going to create the text block first. So text block, and then once we've got that text block loaded, we've got that in there like so. So all I want to do there is I want to delete that text. I'm just going to center, because everything is centered on this, and we're going to add some media now. So I want to add the logo, which is white. So just upload that there. So insert that into the page, and then just hit the return key again. And then what I'm going to do is just, we need to copy that text, and then I'm just going to click on text on here. Sorry. And then we'll just paste that text into there like so. So if I just save those changes for now, and then what we'll do is we need to add the actual video to the background. So well, first of all, I'll just update that so you can have a look at where we're at with the page. So refresh the page, and you can see here there is the logo which is there, and then we've got this text here which we'll style up in a moment. So first of all, we'll put the video background on there. So if we click on the row to edit the row, and then all we need to do here is we need to tell what type of row style it is. So it's a custom row is this, and then all we need to do, yes it is, no it's not full width, we can leave that as it is, and then we're going to scroll down to the bottom here, and we're going to add the video URL. Now I've got this URL from a video we previously created, so the best way to create your videos is the WebM format. So I put that URL in there. So if I just save that, and then if we update the page again, and then we'll just refresh that. So you can see there now we've got the video in position. Now you'll notice that the actual video has got an overlay on it, so I'll come across that in a minute. So I just need to style this text up here, and what I'm going to do is just go in here, go into the back end again, and we're going to edit the text block. So we'll just go in here. Okay, so all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to highlight the text, and then we're going to, so we're just going to change this text here. So the first thing I want to do is I just want to change that text color. We're just going to make it white. It's going to be italic, and we're going to put it into possibly heading 3, and we'll put it into a heading 2. So if we just save that now, update that, and then we refresh the page. Now you can see we're getting the text some bit where we near we want it to be. So it's in caps, but we'll leave that for now. So the next thing we need to do is we need to put these counters under here. So let's just go and add another row under here. So what we need to do is just click in here, and we're going to add another row. And then in this row we need to create 4 columns because we've got 4 counters, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to add the counter here, and then within that counter we just need to set the values for this now. So we're going to have, we'll just leave it as a 0 counter, I think. Yeah, so we don't want the box on there. Position is going to be centered. The digit we'll just set as 133 the same, and the font size we'll set at 88 pixels. Oh, so we'll just leave that as 88. And the font weight, we'll just put it, I think we've got that at light 300. And then the text we will put as beautiful designs. Text size, I think we'll put in there at 16. And then default, and then yeah, we're fine with that. So if we save that, and then what we'll do is we'll copy that into each oops, try and get that in there. That's a little bit harder to get in than I thought. So if we update that now, then go to the front end of the site, refresh that, you'll see we get the counters in here now. Oh, we just need to change a couple of settings in there. So I'm just going to change the font color to white. So there's a few ways we can do this. We can either do it in the individual VC element, so we just set that to white and save that, or we can actually go into the column settings and we can change, and this will put everything into white within the column. Save that. Save that there, and then we'll get all of these set to white. So if we update that now and wait for that to finish saving, and then we can go and look at this in the front end of the site again. So if we scroll down, just refresh the page again, sorry. If we scroll down, there we go, we've got the counters. I just needed to make the browser a little bit bigger there because there's not enough space to scroll down yet, so they weren't coming in. So we've got those in position now, so I'm just going to put a bit of padding on the row. So if I go to this row here, because we want to move the logo away from there and this from the bottom of here as well. So if I just go design options here, and we'll just set that to 60 pixels, and we'll set that to 60 pixels as well. Save that, and I also want to make sure that these are white. So I'm just going to change this in here. Save that, and then we'll save that. So there we go. So if we update this now, just refresh that page now, and then we can start to see, again, if I've just moved this just so the counters come in. So there we've got the counters coming in. So we've got that row in there now. So the next row is the latest projects. So I'm going to create another row on here now. And it's going to be a text block. And we're just going to put in here, we're just going to center that. We're just going to change that to latest projects. Oops, projects. And we're going to set that as a heading 3. So we just go here, set that as a heading 3, and then all we need to do is save that. And then because this is in a background color, we need to add a background color here. So we'll just go in here. We'll just put some padding on that as well. And then the background color, we just need to set what fits in with your theme. So if we update that, we scroll down, you'll see here we've got the latest projects coming in now. So I'm just going to edit this and put a bit more padding on there. Oops, sorry, wrong place. Put a bit more padding on there. So I think we'll put that at 60 pixels. update that. And then the next row that we want to put in here is the latest projects row. So I'm just going to go here, and then we want to put another row in, and then this here now is the portfolio carousel, so we just need to find this on our VC elements. So we've got that there, and then we need to set up the title here. So, well, we don't need a title because we've actually put that in here ourselves, so you could put the title in there if we wanted to. So then all we need to do is set up the settings here. So we because we used the different categories, I'm just going to select all of those, but we've only got 4 posts on there. I'm going to select style 4 as the size of that, and then the item width, the width of the item was set to 300, and then obviously you might change these settings based on what you need for your theme. So I'm just going to save that now, and then if we update this, and then refresh the page, and then if we scroll down, we'll see there that we're getting the latest projects in there as well. So that's the latest projects. So the next thing I'm going to put in, we've got the navigation if we want to turn it on, so let's try and turn that on there. So just get down to portfolio carousel, navigation, yes, so if we save that, and then let me just edit that again. So I just want to change the height to 300, and then the margin, I want to set that to 0. So if we save that and then update that, oh, we might need to refresh that again actually. So if we scroll down here, so we're getting that in there, we want to make it full width now, so the next thing is to make it full width. So that would actually be on the row. So is the row full width? Yes it is. Save that, and then we'll put a bit more padding on the bottom of this. So we'll set that to 40 pixels, just see how we go with that, and update this. So refresh that page. You can see now we've got enough room on the page for the counters to start coming in automatically. We've got the latest projects, we've got the navigation. We'll probably just put a bit more padding on the bottom of that so that it's a decent width. Oh, sorry, in the wrong place there. Into the row settings, and we'll just set that to 60. And we'll save that, and then we'll update that. So then the next thing that we want to put on there is if we're going for all of this, we might as well if we're going down the page now. So the next thing that I want to add is these are drop caps. So if I go into well, let's just refresh the page and make sure where we're at. We've just increased the padding on that there. So that's increased that for us. So the next thing is the drop cap. So if we add another row, and then the first thing we want is the text block because we're going to add this title here. So then if we just type in infinite possibilities, so we've got that there, we're leaving it align left, and then we're just going to set that as a heading 4. So we'll save that, and then we want to make this row into a 3-column row. So we've got that there, and then the next thing that we want to add is the drop caps. So if we actually get the drop caps here now, we'll bring up the settings for this. So what icon do we want? So the same process again, but I'm going to copy this over from our previous demo. So you go to the ion icons of the font awesome icons and choose which icon you want. Style 1. So then the color for the background button, I'm going to use the default colors for this theme. So I'm just going to copy these over, and then the border color, I'll just copy this over as well. So then we've got the text that goes on that as part of the drop cap. So if we save that now, and then we'll just update that and take a look at this. So if we scroll down the page, and there we go, we've got the drop caps coming in now. So if I, and we've copied over some format in there for text, so I just need to strip that out because it's come over from our other demo. So I just need to make sure that none of that is in there. That's what it's pulling over. So just delete that, save that. If we update that again, just make sure the font's correct this time. And we scroll down the page, and there we go. So that's fine. So what I can do now is just for this demo, I'm going to copy each one of these and just move them into position on each of these columns. And then what I need to do as well is I just need to set the background color of the portfolio carousel, because at the moment it's white and I want that to have a background color. So set that there, save that. So if we update this now and refresh the page, we scroll down, you can see now we've got this in here. So we need to put a bit of padding on the row with the drop caps on. So I'm just going to do that now. So we'll set this to 60 pixels, and then we'll set that to 60 pixels as well. So the next thing that we need on there is the text separator on the with the line on the title there. So if we create another row and it's separator with text, so all I'm going to do here is element width 100%. It's heading 4. I'm going to set that in. Text transform none, and then the text that I actually want to put on there, I'm just going to pull this over from our other site. So if I go down here, and then if we just get that, I'm just going to paste that in there like that, and then the title we just put in here like so, and then save that. So then if we update this page now, and refresh the page, you'll see that we've got the padding in here, we've got the text separator with the text, which is here. If we want to change the colour of that line on there, all we simply do is go in here and set the custom colour on here, and then save that, and then we actually do want some padding underneath the text separator, so I'm just going to put some padding of 60 pixels at the bottom of that. So if we save that, update that now, and then if we refresh the page, and there we go, now we're getting that page building up. So this next bit, the talented team, I'm going to do this a slightly different way, because I'm actually going to use one of the main elements from our VC library here. So I'm going to pick, I think I'll pick this one here, so team style 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new row. So if I find the team carousel there, so we'll just call this meet the team, and we're going to show all the members from the different categories. Auto scroll, navigation, so we could turn that on. So I'll just leave these at the normal width at the moment, so whatever the default is, it's one row, Read more, we're not bothered with at the moment. The excerpt length, we'll leave that as 300. So we want to show the title. We'll set it as a heading 4. We'll show the category. We'll show the description. We'll not bother with the socials at the moment. And then the layout, we'll leave that as 0 and just see what we get at the moment. And then if we update that, so this is going to pull in the post from the custom post type for the team. And then if we hit the return button on there and update that page, you'll see here we're getting the team members. So I'm actually going to amend this now. So we need to choose a different layout. So I'm gonna edit the row so that all the text is aligned center. So we've got that there. I'm then gonna put a background color on this row. And then we'll just change the style. Well, we'll cut the excerpt length down actually. Where was that? So if we just set that to 100, let's see what we get. Let's update that. So you can see here now we're getting this all installed here. I just need to sort out that hover. So in fact I might even choose a different style just to show you how easy it is to change the style on here. Where is the style? Layout there, layout. So if we choose layout 1, let's try that one. Update that. And then we'll return that. Let's have a look at that one. So it's doubling up on them there. So we'll change. I'm just going to go through these styles here and show you the different, how easy it is to quickly change the styles. Well, the layouts, should I say. So we save that, update that. And then refresh the page. So we've got the circular ones there. So it's just running over on the line here, isn't it, with the lead designer manager. So if we wanted to amend that, so all we'd do is go into the team posts, and it's, let's have a look. So it's team member 1. So if we go into team member 1, and it's because we've got manager in here, so we'll just take that out for now and update that because we only put it in for 1 for the demo purpose. So if we go back to pages, so if we update this page now, we've got this in here, so we just need to limit that down to 4 team members now. So we need to change the item width. So if we go back into the edit the page, and then back in here, so we'll just try the other layout as well, just to see if that works well. And then if we scroll down the page, so I prefer that one actually with the bigger circle, so we just make that item width bigger. So if we've got 4 items, if we're looking at a width of about 240, I think if we go for, we'll leave that at that. So if we save that and then update that, and then we'll refresh the page. So there we go, we've got the team members on there and we just need to pad this out. So if I now go to the padding of that row, and we're going to set that to 60 pixels, save that, then update that. And then refresh the page. And there we go, we've got the meet the team now. So the next part that we could put on there is the client logos. So if we wanted to add some client logos underneath, So the same again, we'll add another row. Well, in fact, we could add the client logos straight underneath, couldn't we? So if we do that, so we go there, click the plus icon, and if we find the client, so if I, so client carousel, so let's give it a title, who we work with. So the category is clients. We're not interested in anything else on there at the moment, so let's just have a look what it looks like. So if we save that, I'm actually going to put it into a new row on there. So let's just copy that row, and then we'll delete that one out of there, and then we'll delete the team one out of there. So if we update that now, and we refresh the page, so we've got that there, who we work with, but we just need to cut down some of this padding on here. So let's, and we also want to remove the background color because we're on a different row. So let's cut that down to 20 and 20. Let's have a look at that. So if we refresh the page, so we just want to put a bit more padding in there, don't we, at the top of it. So if I just go back to that row, and then if we'll put that back up to 60, save that. And then there we go. So the last thing that I'm going to add on here now is the blog post at the bottom. So I'm going to put the blog post on. Oh, if actually this is the testimonials, isn't this? So we'll add another row. So I'm just going to duplicate this row here now because it's got a background color on it. I'm going to drag this one down here. I'm going to delete the team, and then we're going to add the testimonials. So let's just do a search for testimonial. So we're going to select all of these, and then we don't want the navigation, and let's just go for style. Well, we'll start with style one. Let's see what we get first. So if we update this now, and then refresh that page. So here we go. We've got the text. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on there. So we need to make the width slightly bigger, and we need to cut the excerpt length down as well. So if I go in here, and we'll put a title in there also. So title testimonials, and then the item width. So the excerpt length will set down to 100, and then item width we're going to set to 240 again. I'll save that. Let's take a look at this. So there we go, we've got the testimonials in position ready. So we'll probably just cut the excerpt length down so they're all the same. So I'll just cut that down to about 60, we'll say. Let's see if that works. So there we go, they're all the same. So the last thing is the blog one, so we need a white row again. So this is just where it gets a lot easier. So I'm just going to duplicate this row, move that to the bottom. Oops, have I moved the wrong one there? I think I have. There we go. So then we need to remove the client, and then we're just going to add the actual blog post. So I think this is post carousel, yes. So latest news, heading size we'll set at heading 4. So we'll leave everything else as default for the moment, and then we'll just select all these categories for the few posts that we've got in there, and then what I'm just going to do here is set the width of the image. So we're going to say yes to cropping the image. The item height will set to 173, which is, I know where it's width of the item is going to be 200, and the margin we're going to set to 30, and it's going to be one row, and then we're just going to put read more. We'll set that to 5, and then we'll just save that and see what we get. So then go and refresh the page. And then you see down here we've got the blog post. So you can see now the page really has took us around 30-40 minutes to set a page up once you've got the content on there. One thing I'll just show you here on the parallax on the row for this is we'll actually add an overlay to that there. So if we go here, and then if I just get the color, so if we are on here, so we've got what we've got called an overlay color. So if I just get the color that I want from here, and that is here. So if I just put that there, then the overlay opacity, so we set that to 0.8. If we save that and then update that, and then you'll see the overlay opacity change and color change on there to tie it in with the theme. So it just brings everything together there. So building the page up, so you can just see that. So thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope some of the shortcuts that I've run through there and just show you how quickly you can start using and building the widgets, building the pages using the Visual Composer elements. If you head on over to our actual main page, you've got a full list of all the elements that you can use with the pie charts, all the different VC elements that you can use to create your individual pages, which really do help when creating your website. So thanks again for watching this tutorial, and I hope it helped you. The next tutorial I'm actually going to show you how to convert this demo that we've just set up into a one-page scrolling theme. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Thank you.